broadcast. Oh,
So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Tiptree Christmas event, kindly sponsored by Tiptree, which is being held at the Chelmsford Bond Street Tearooms. And in fact, all the participants, hopefully you can see them all there on your screen. I'm the only one that's not there, sadly, so I'm being your virtual host for this evening. And I'm sure some of you may have seen me do this before. I'm Mike Smith from the board at Essex, and I'm about the only one that knows where the on switch is on a computer, which is why it's become my role. And anyway, just let me introduce you to the team that are there tonight. And so we have Liz Baker from Tiptree. We have, and Liz is going to actually give you an introduction about all about Tiptree and about what's going on this evening. And Chloe McGrath, also from Tiptree, and I'm told that she's an ace mixologist, apparently. So she's going to be the one that's going to be leading you through the 5 festive cocktails. And from Essex County Cricket Club, I'm sure need no introduction, the 2 guys standing there who are going to actually have a bit of fun this evening, Sam Cook and Jamie Porter. So good evening, everyone. And before I hand over to Liz, I'm just going to give you a little bit about just a few protocols for the evening. Firstly, we've got a chat function and a Q&A function on Zoom, and those are, I'm sure most of you used that already by now. Later on, we're going to be putting some questions to Jamie and Sam. So if you want to actually ask anything, please use the Q&A function, and I'll be picking those up. If you've got any technical issues at all or anything, we've got a backroom team looking after that, so use the chat function for that. And I also need to let you know tonight that obviously they're all, as you can probably see, making a big effort to follow all the government guidelines on social distancing. And I can probably let you know, actually, by the end of this event, they'll be spaced out in more ways than one. Anyway, having got my bad little joke out for the evening, I'd probably now best that I hand over to Liz from Tiptree, who can actually give you a bit of an introduction about Tiptree and what's going to happen this evening. Liz.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Liz Baker. I'm the marketing manager at Tiptree. I've been with Tiptree for 5 years, so very much still a newbie. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Tiptree. Some of you may know a bit about us. Some of you may have been to see us at Tiptree. So we're in the Bond Street Chelmsford Tearoom tonight, but I'm usually based over at Tiptree, just up the road. We had a members tour when you came to see us probably a year or 2 ago, where some of you went around the farm. So some of you may know a little bit about Tiptree, but for those that don't, I will tell you a very brief story. So we're based at Tiptree. The Wilkin family have been farming since 1757. So we've been farming for a very long time. We have a big fruit farm at Tiptree where we grow all of the fruit that we can. So we grow strawberries, raspberries, mulberries, damsons, quince, medlar, Victoria plum, morello cherry, lots of fruit. We pick all that fruit. We've also got the factory on site as well. The Wilkin family began preserving in 1885. So we've been making jam and marmalade for 135 years for some time. So we make jam and marmalade, but also many more products, of some we will tell you a little bit about shortly. We have the privilege of a royal warrant, which we're very proud of. So it's on our jars. It was awarded to us in 1911 by King George V. It's obviously under Her Majesty the Queen at the moment. That's very important to us. It's across our range. That helps us enormously when we export products, but we're very proud of that. One product which I'll tell you a little bit about is our little scarlet strawberry. It's a little teeny tiny strawberry which we grow, very small, hard to pick, hard to grow. People think that we're a bit crazy for growing them, because they're very fiddly, but they're worth it for that intense taste. They're intensely sweet. We make a strawberry jam, little scarlet strawberry jam. You can see the size of berries in the jam, and that's one of our signature products. In the James Bond novel, From Russia with Love, James Bond has little scarlet on toast, which is pretty cool. So you're in good company if you enjoy that one. So that's one of our signature products. As I said, we make jam and marmalade, but we also make many more products. About 5 years ago, we started making gin. So we grow a lot of fruit, as I mentioned. We sent the fruit to a local gin distillers just up the road, Haynes, and said, hey, can you make some fruit gin? Let's see what that tastes like. Turned out it's rather good. So we make a range of fruit gin liqueurs. We've added to that a range of vodka liqueurs and rum liqueurs, and they're all made using either our Tiptree fruits or products such as salted caramel spread or marmalade. It's a range, some of which we'll use tonight. Chloe will be using them in some cocktails. It's a rather big range. We'll talk you through those. We also make some full-strength liqueurs. So we have a gin, a pink gin, an English vodka, and a rum. And we also have, so our alcohol range has grown somewhat. We have a new range of cocktail fizz cans. So if you don't want to make any cocktails, you'll see how easy they are later. But if you want the easy option, we do make a cocktail in a can. Those are in various flavors and lovely, stripy, eye-catching livery. And those are available from our website, from our tea rooms, and also from Sainsbury's. That's a bit of a whistle-stop tour about Tiptree, our history, our product range, some of the products which we make, and I think that's it for me.
Okay, Liz. Okay, we've whizzed through the introduction fairly quickly there, which will give us plenty of time to move on to the other things. So, right, I just wanted to let you know, actually, we've got a competition going on this evening, actually, for all the members on the call. And I believe the prizes are, we've got 2 prizes of, I think, miniature gins from Tiptree, which they've kindly offered. And so if during the evening, if you message me some questions, firstly, one of the prizes are going to be for what we consider to be the best question of the evening. So we've got a panel of experts somewhere who are going to sort of judge this. Yeah, let me know. And the other question, the other question and the other prize is going to go to the first person that can actually let me know who can bowl the fastest at Essex. Now, it could, of course, be one of the 2 gentlemen standing up in front of you, or it could be somebody else. So I encourage you to get in fairly quickly. And I think I'm going to be inundated with that. But maybe put that answer on the chat. Yes. So also, we're going to have a Q&A session with Sam and Jamie as well, and that's going to be if they can still talk. That is after the cocktails or during the cocktails as they're being made. And one other thing to let you know about as well. I think really we'll Sam, Jamie, I think probably since we're running a little bit ahead of time, maybe you can just give us an idea of what you've been up to. We've had some questions coming already anyway, but I think people are very keen to know what you've been up to in recent times and currently. So perhaps you can update all the members on that.
I've just been dog walking. Not much else. So I've been back in training, so gymming, bit of fitness, and dog walking.
Yeah, it's been a pretty quiet period. Normally we have sort of the month of October off generally anyway, so it's kind of been not too dissimilar to the years gone by. And we've been back in, like James said, gymming and running and trying to get our fitness back before Christmas, which again isn't too dissimilar to what we normally do. So in terms of our sort of normal makeup of the year, it hasn't changed a huge amount. But yeah, it's been getting a bit of recovery back after the season, and then now back in working hard.
Okay, and somebody's asked what are your plans for the new year?
It's at the minute, in terms of obviously historically, we'll probably try and go away and play, whether it's Australia, South Africa, New Zealand. Obviously with the COVID situation, it's quite difficult to do that. So I think we'll be utilising Chelmsford a lot, depending on obviously the COVID protocols. So that's using the indoor school a lot and keeping up with our fitness and just trying to prepare for the season that way. I don't know if you've got any other plans. But what do you think?
Well, I personally just want to take whatever opportunities there are to train. Obviously, it's not been easy so far, so any opportunity to train and get better, I would take it first. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody has asked, are there any members of the team who fancy themselves as mixologists?
I'm sure a few of the lads would like to fancy themselves as being good at it. As, you know, a lot of the lads, you're hand and then you cast and all of a sudden the world expert. So, yeah. Surprisingly, when they're running a class, to be honest.
See if either of us are any good.
Okay, well, look, ladies, I know we're actually ahead of the schedule here in terms of wanting to sort of get mixing, but I think you look like you really want to get going with the festive cocktails and everything. So I think Chloe, you're itching to start, so maybe you can you can get going. I'll just let you know as well that although I'm not there, I did actually get one of these after trying one of your little miniature sets. I bought that in the club shop at Essex, and I happen to find that as well in my cupboard today. So I'm gonna join you in spirit, even if I can't be there in person.
Welcome everybody. Thanks guys for coming along. Firstly, obviously my name is Chloe. I'm the events coordinator for Tiptree. Obviously currently there is no event, and our bus is being stored away at the moment, which you may have seen recently with the players in front of it. So I normally run that. However, at the moment I'm over at our patisserie, helping them with the home deliveries of afternoon tea, which is fantastic. But yeah, we're going to start with a Raspberry Royale. So this is one of our signature serves at Tiptree. We're quite often when we go out to events with the bus, this is one of our most popular drinks, and it's a really, really simple, easy one to do. So I'm going to settle you in easily so you get the swing of it. So we're going to start off with our lovely Tiptree Raspberry Gin Liqueur. So you guys have got miniature bottles. You're right. And then what you're going to do is get a 25ml shot holder or jigger. If you've got a jigger at home, it's a double-ended one. You want the smaller end, but we've all got 25ml. It smell right? So you're just going to pour up to the top, like so.
So that's using the raspberries grown at Tiptree.
Yeah.
Right.
You get a real pretty burst of raspberries.
So then you get your shot and you pour it straight into a Prosecco glass. Like so. And then bottle of Prosecco, and you just fill it up to the top. Yeah. And then to top it off, or you can always add just some fresh raspberries, or if you want to make it super cold, add in frozen raspberries, and there you have it. That's our first cocktail. Cheers.
Good.
So that is one of our favourite ones that we do at Tiptree. As I said, we do take it out on the bus and at events, and you guys can taste why it's so popular. And we recommend using it over the festive period. If you're having a small gathering for Christmas, then it's the perfect way to celebrate being together after this funny year. So that was the first one. Has anybody got any questions?
Quite strong.
Yeah. Yeah, that one is very strong. So if you're driving, be aware. But yeah. No, it is really good.
All of the gins go with Fizz. They're all gin liqueurs. They go.
They're all are very sippable on their own. They're 28%, so you can sip them on their own, or mix them as gin and tonics. But they all go with Fizz. But the raspberry works best, we think, because it's a real punchy raspberry burst.
Yeah. But as well, the damson one, which might have.
Oh yeah, damson and champagne makes a damn shame. So I think that's what Mike's going to like. Yeah, that's also very nice.
So our wonderful helpers are just gonna come to clear and then bring us to the next cocktail.
So that one was nice and simple, but they get a bit more complex. Not super
too much. The next one is a little bit more complicated. But you're with them.
Right. While the prep's going on, actually, I've just throw a few questions in there, Chloe. You carry on getting you ready. So I've had a question here from Piyush Samaya. A question to both Jamie and Sam. Although it's a brief season, which is that one wicket you took that you cherished the most?
I think for me it'd be the 5th wicket at Lords, probably one that I'll remember for a long time. The special getting the opportunity to play at Lords and obviously take part in the final was a big moment and something I won't forget for a long time. So I'd have to say that for me.
Probably, I don't know. I think all my wickets in the second innings at Lords were definitely the most memorable of the season, just given the state of the game, and I thought that spell I bowled was pretty important. But yeah, probably the Lewis Gregory one, because I know that he, the chef catch was unbelievable. I've not seen him move like that for a while, so I remember that one. But also, I know that he came out there striking consistently, so it might be better.
Okay, good. And from Lorna Piper, once again to both of you, similar line really, but which of your performances so far do you rate the best?
Whole career or the season?
I didn't really say actually, so I'd go for just what's the most, just which overall performance any time. If you can remember that far back, Jamie.
For like a whole game, not just an innings, would have been the Somerset 2017. So I think that was quite a big game for us in terms of like trying to win the championship. We had that before we had Langs. And winning that meant that we only had to get to like 6 points from the Langs game, so pretty much secure it. I got 5 in the first and 7 in the second innings. It was quite a close game, and yeah, that's probably the most special performance that I've done.
Yeah, for me on similar lines, I think it was Kent away 2019 again. I think it's not obviously whenever you get 5 wicket haul, it's special, but to do it in sort of a game like Jamie said, it's unfair game where it's sort of crunch point of the title chase. I think in that Kent game it was nice to get 5 wickets in the first innings, but we knew that we had to win that game to keep up with Somerset, and if I had proper backs against the wall, we know we needed to have to bowl them out for score well under 100. So to bowl them out for 40 and get a few holes as well, it makes it more special, obviously winning the game. And I think that's the thing. It's nice getting 5 wicket hauls, but when it's in the crunch sort of situation, it contributes to a win. That's more special. So for me, it would be that game for me.
Well, actually, yeah, I remember Sam sitting there after lunch, had that amazing session. Was it just after lunch or just before? I think it was quite incredible. That yeah, fantastic memories. So anyway, looks like Chloe, are you ready now for cocktail number 2?
Number 2, we're going to be using our tawny marmalade vodka and our tawny orange marmalade. So this is our take on an old fashioned, obviously it would normally be made of whiskey, but we prefer it with our vodka. So for this, you're going to need 2 heaped teaspoons of tawny orange marmalade and a little bit of hot water. So we've already had ours put in a jar for us. And then we're just going to mix it together. Just with a spoon, mix it together. You don't have a spoon? Don't worry, we'll get you a spoon. But mix that together so all of the marmalade has dissolved. So this would be a sugar cube normally, but because our marmalade is so sweet, use that instead. Mix that together.
This would do well to beat my last experience with old fashions.
Bad experience.
Yeah.
So if you have a small sieve, then I suggest using that. I'm going to use a strainer on our cocktail shaker. So then if you just grab a tumbler, or we have small Tiptree jam jars, they make perfect cocktail glasses. So if you pour that through your sieve into the glass, like so, just so you've got a little bit in there. Perfect. Oh, lovely. And then you'll need a double shot of the tawny marmalade vodka. So you guys should have a small bottle. If you just pour that whole bottle into glass. This is a 50 ml shot going straight in.
That whole thing there.
Yes, that whole thing. And then just give that a quick stir. Yes, that's the double shot. Yeah. Yeah, so the miniature bottles are 5 cl, so it's a 50 ml shot, which is fab. Then you should add 3 dashes of Angostura bitters. You guys have got it in the little pot. So just add that in like so. Fab. Brilliant. And then you want to just put a small amount of ice in there. Brilliant. And then you've got a small bit of orange peel. If you fold it in half and twist it a little bit.
Now it's getting complicated.
A little bit complicated. Twist it a little bit and then lay it on the edge of the glass, like so. Okay. And then add in your cinnamon stick and a straw. And then you have a little more on. Fabulous. So there is a tawny marmalade old fashioned. If you do want to, you can add in some soda water, but I find it sweet enough and perfect just the way it is.
Very
Yeah.
From previous experience. Very nice.
But it's absolutely delicious. But yeah, you can add soda water if you don't want it so strong.
Although it's not as strong because it's a liqueur.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not as strong.
Doesn't taste as strong as the last one.
So it's not as dangerous.
That's really good.
The tawny marmalade, particular marmalade we have, which is cooked 3 times. So it's a lovely caramelised marmalade. Is that your like?
That's my favourite.
That's
So
really good, yeah.
I'll keep that one.
Better than the last time I tried to do actually.
Ladies, I was going through my larder earlier today and I found that one actually.
Very nice. Very nice. Yes, we make many different marmalades.
Malt whiskey. Yeah. Chloe, could I use that instead?
To make a traditional old fashioned, instead of using a sugar cube, you could just put 2 teaspoons of your orange and malt whiskey in there and add your whiskey in, and it would be just as good.
Okay. Right. Okay. So Chloe, while you get yourself ready for the next one, I'll just ping a few more questions to the boys. Yeah. Okay. So now, Mike Stringer, who's well known to me for posing questions on the virtual forums, has given me a rather long list of things to read out. So I'll start with a few of them for Jamie and Sam. So Mike's actually asked, what's your favourite jam flavour? And if you have a scone, do you put jam or cream first?
Good question. Raspberry jam, I think, for me. And then I'm trying to think now what I'd go jam then cream. Yeah, spread a bit of jam over the top and then pop it off and last dollop of cream. I think.
I'm literally that. I don't know what I was
Okay.
Yeah.
So James, the question is actually, Sam, do you know whether that is a is that a Devon or a Cornwall way of having your scone? I'm sure I'm going to get people in the chat now telling me about that.
Jam first. We actually work with Rudder's Cornish Clotted Cream. We created something called National Cream Tea Day, which is a day in June to celebrate Clotted Cream Jam. And they're Cornish, so yeah, they go jam first and then cream first.
Makes sense for jam. Yeah, sticky. So you put jam on and cream just stick on top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, cream just won't just start with jam.
Okay, still running through Mike Stringer's list here. So, what's your best and worst moments? We've already talked about your best actually. So, what's your favourite cricket ground? But also, what's your worst moment in cricket?
Favourite that I've played at, probably Trivandrum in India. Like a colourful stadium. It's quite cool. It reminds me of like, you know, those old like South American football stadiums, like with the real high and round, old school. It was like that. It's quite a cool part of India as well. So that's definitely my favourite ground I played at. Least favourite is definitely in England.
Yeah, I think for me, favourite in sort of, like James said, in the world, I'd say really enjoyed playing at the Queen's Park Oval in Trinidad. I went on a university tour there. They've got a great cricket ground. We played during the day, and then got a brilliant sort of sports bar stand and watching the sun go down in Trinidad and having a beer with the opposition after we played there was really sort of a picturesque ground. As picturesque ground as I've played at. Least favourite ground, say Bolton.
Okay, well, looks like Chloe's pretty much set to go on the next cocktail. Just before I hand over, Chloe, just to remind people to use the chat function to still give me some entries on who they think Essex's fastest bowler is.
So our next cocktail is a Christmas pudding rum fizz, and we're going to be using our Christmas pudding rum liqueur. We actually distill this through our Christmas pudding to make this flavour, and it's absolutely delicious. And as we said before, you can drink it on its own, or I'll show you how to make it a long drink. So to start with, if you grab your glass, so you want a tall glass, or if you like us, you have a Tiptree cocktail jam jar, and we're just going to fill that to the top with ice. No. And then we're gonna add in some of our lime infusions. So this is dried lime. It's perfect in cocktails. So you just get a few of those and pop them within your glass. There we are. Then you end up like this. Lovely. Okay. And we're ready. So then we're going to do a double shot of the Christmas pudding rum liqueur. So a 50ml measure. Pour that in there, right to the top. Try not to spill it. Too good to spill. And then in to the correct glass. Like so. And then you literally just top it up with ginger ale. Right to the top. Grab a straw, give it a mix, and enjoy.
Smells like.
You really get the Christmas pudding flavouring from the liqueur, so it's absolutely delicious. This is a really, really festive cocktail, so again, perfect for your small gatherings at Christmas, which is something nice to be able to put on the table.
Like that one, Mike.
It's perfect. It's definitely a pudding cocktail, so best with your Christmas pud at the end of the day. Enjoy one of these with it. Or a mince pie. Or a mince pie. Yeah, we've got some mince pies here that look absolutely delicious. So enjoy it with one of those. And there we go. That is your third cocktail.
Nice and refreshing, that one, I think.
Yeah. 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 The ginger ale makes it really, really nice. So yeah, you can just drink it over some ice with the ginger ale.
When they make the Christmas pudding rum, they crumble we make Christmas puddings at Tiptree, they crumble the Christmas puddings into still. So you get those lovely sweet and spicy notes. But you can drink it over ice, obviously, but that's nice one.
Okay, right. Well, I'm afraid I haven't got all those wonderful ingredients. I'm just sticking to my damson Royale. So cheers. Anyway, but while you're contemplating the next one, Chloe, I'll just ping a few more questions to the guys. Here's a leading question. I don't really want you to compromise yourselves here, guys, but David Sharp has asked, if you could acquire a player from any other team in the two divisions, who would it be?
Yeah. Overseas or domestic?
Oh, it could be anybody. You could plead the Fifth Amendment on this one in case you don't want to say.
I'd like to see Chris Rushworth bowl at Chelmsford.
I like the Gary Balance at Chelmsford.
Yeah, as a backup group.
Yeah.
I think back to Gary Balance, yeah, bowler. Chris Rushworth.
Yeah. No, bowler Mark Woodford.
Just naming your mates.
I ain't got to worry about facing him if he plays for us.
Okay. And Phil Eastier said, I mean, this I think a very obvious answer coming up here, but says, do Jamie and Sam think they complement each other as an opening partnership?
With our styles sort of complement each other. We don't. I think one of our biggest strengths is how few runs we go for as a pair. So even if it's not necessarily swinging and nipping all over the place, we don't give a lot away. And likewise, if the force is keeping it tight, I'll have a day where I'll go for a few more runs, and then vice versa. We sort of complement each other in that way that generally, well, neither of us have gone for loads of runs at the same time.
We understand each other's game as well. Yeah. So like, I know what you need from me, and you know what I need from you. So that's one of the things I've noticed a lot from having played in other sides and with other players from other teams, and that's made me appreciate like the bowling. So I never really understood bowling partnerships. I looked at them in a very different way than I do now. Just a little bit. If I do my job, I'm helping him out. But then actually, like now, like because I've opened bowling a lot with Ricky now, I actually understand that my job can change to help him. When because there are days where he's going to be unplayable in his area, and I've just got to help him out and mine, make sure he's bowling the right guy. If he's a ball 3 maidens with someone, and he's found mine, I've got to make sure that last ball, I think, is below him. Little things like that. Like
we go play different grounds as well, different ends, and the more you play together, the more consistent you find your end that you're bowling through. So obviously we play at the same 8 grounds a year, pretty much the championship, and you learn that if you're playing with the same partner, you know you're going to be bowling from that end 90% of the time up the top. So it allows us to sort of learn our specific ends from different grounds as well. So I think, like you said, the more consistently, the longer the partnership keeps going, it makes it sort of, like James said, you understand each other's role a lot more, and it allows you to sort of help that partnership grow.
Okay, great, good. Thanks, guys. Well, I think that's just enough time. I think for Chloe, you look like you're ready to rock with the next one now.
Our fabulous helpers in the background are just laying everything out for the guys. So if you give us.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry, I lost you there for a second. I've got some more questions for the guys. If you want me to put another one up there.
A quick one because we're almost there.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I'll reserve them until later. If you're almost there, you carry on with the most important thing, which is getting the next drink out.
So for our fourth cocktail, we're going to be making a.
too much.
Slow down.
So we're going to be making a strawberry snowball, and this is a take on a Christmas classic. So for this, we'll be using our English strawberry vodka and our strawberry jelly. So if you haven't guessed already, we use our jams and marmalades in our cocktails instead of sugar syrup. So sugar syrup quite often has G numbers in, which we don't want to use. So we use our jam, marmalade, jellies where we can, and it gives it a lot more flavour as well. So it's a really good option to use in your cocktails. So to start with, if you get 2 heaped teaspoons of strawberry jelly, guys, it's already been done for you. So if you put that into a glass and then add some hot water, or you'll need your glass with your strawberry and then mix it together. Like so. And then just make sure all of that is dissolved. This one really tastes like strawberries, so it's absolutely delicious. So once you've dissolved the majority of your jelly, put that to one side, and then you're going to grab a cocktail shaker for this one. Make sure you've got the lid off. Causing havoc with the cocktail shakers. So we're going to do a single shot of Advocaat. So that's 25ml shot. With that, you guys have already got it measured out for you. So straight in the cocktail shaker. Then you're going to get a double shot of the strawberry vodka liqueur. straight in there. And then with your mini strainers, that's fine, it's coming. So if you want to, you can use a cocktail shaker like I have with a hawthorn strainer on top. Then that will just go straight into your other cocktail shaker like so. Perfect. And then just wait. There we go.
Spin on the
Oh, there we
snowball.
go.
This is our own take on a snowball drink.
I've gone the wrong way.
One more strainer.
Then just strain your strawberry jelly mix into the cocktail shaker so that you don't get all the lumps in there. Right, Jamie, have you got? No, with the jar with the jelly and the teaspoon in, strain that into. Perfect. There we are. So then what you're going to need to do is add ice to your cocktail shaker.
That's quite a bit. Or
Quite a bit, just so it makes it really cold. Nice and easy to enjoy. So then make sure your lid is on top. Guys, banging the lid hard surface first before you put it on. Then it won't pop off.
This is where it could go wrong.
Yeah, this is where it could go wrong. And then just bang on the table so that it all seals together. And then you're going to shake for about 20 seconds. Okay? And then just pop that to one side, take your lid off so it's ready to go. Got it. And then if you grab your cocktail glass, again this can be a highball or fabulous Tiptree cocktail jar, and then fill that with ice. Like so. And then grab the mix in your cocktail shaker and pour that straight into your glass of wine. And then we're going to top it with a little bit of lemonade. And then you should have a little strawberry to garnish on the side like so. Perfect. Add your straw and enjoy.
well, that should be his favourite.
Really?
That's good.
That's like a dessert.
Yeah. Again, a lot of our cocktails, a lot of the cocktails that we make are more desserty cocktails purely because they are a bit sweeter, but they are absolutely delicious as well.
Lovely.
But no, it is brilliant. Yeah, there is our festive twist of the Strawberry Snowball.
Wonderful, Chloe. Fantastic. Okay, well look, we're I think we've got one more cocktail to go, haven't we? But I've got quite a few questions coming up, so you've got plenty of time to get ready for the last one, yeah. And I've got to remind people here, actually, one of the prizes is, in fact, both prizes are still up for grabs here. If you want to use the chat, that might be a clue to some of those who've already put an entry on there, but use the Zoom chat if you want to let me know who you think the fastest bowler is at Essex. So keep on coming with your answers on that one. And also, if you want a question to go up to Jamie and Sam, let me know. Although I've got quite a few lined up, so I'll rattle through a few of them now. Here's an interesting one from Phil Claydon, actually. Says, you are both experts on how a ball moves through the air. Did the ball go out of play prior to Pogba's goal on Saturday?
It's quite topical because you've got a Man United fan and a West Ham fan here. So, yeah, any question about Pogba's goal? Well, I'm a bit annoyed. It was credited. Well, it was a good finish. Don't get me wrong, but VAR and
VAR, you don't offside.
Well, they don't have the line.
But
We won
can't
clearly.
work out the ball's gone off by 20 yards.
I think we won by fair enough of a margin in the end, but we would have
We're both finishing top half and go keep our names.
Okay, let's move on quickly then. Ken Brazier said quite a lengthy question. I'm going to try and summarise it or pick some parts out of this. Actually, I think could be better, rather because we won't have time to go through everything here. Do you get the impression that you are becoming more known quantities on the circuit? Yeah? And is there any evidence of some batsmen, brackets probably unsuccessfully, are developing and coping strategies to dealing with you both?
I think every year, obviously, the more when you first come into playing, obviously, you're a bit of an unknown, and it probably, like I said, it does give you a bit of an advantage if you've got a certain delivery that bats haven't seen before. But I think in this day and age, there's so much footage available to us, whether it's a batsman or a bowler. We generally have seen a good amount of young bowlers or young batters coming in to play against you, whether it's playing in second team cricket or pre-season games, this sort of thing. So generally, it's not sort of an unknown. I think you've certainly seen, particularly like left-handers, we've seen that we both just come around the wicket an awful lot. Some batters maybe getting outside the line of off stump more to try and combat that, but we've both then gone away and worked at coming over the wicket again just to try and stay one step ahead. So I think, yeah, you certainly see batsmen play with different techniques. Obviously, Jamie probably experienced the same thing, but
I've had it all my career. Try this, that, when people trying to get out of their crease, will come with it for me. They're right. Do what they want. They're going to be a ball in naming it at some point. They've tried everything. That's part of the fun of the game, just finding a way.
Good. Well, I think that's what all the Essex members and supporters want to hear anyway. Actually, interesting questions. I mean, how big an influence have some of the recent overseas players been on your careers? You know, with the likes of Mohammed Amir, Peter Siddle, Sean Tate, Neil Wagner. You know, what's your view on that, guys?
It's in overseas players. Tough because we've been very fortunate that we've had every overseas I've played with has been, well, I'd say 90% of them anyway. Been brilliant and quite well and we learned a lot from. But Jesse Ryder had the biggest impact. Just because I always felt, especially when I was kind of new in the first team, I was fortunate to play. And it was just always, I reckon he spent more time talking me through my game. Kind of putting my mind at ease about anything that worried me when he did in his own game. We have to quite a lot of people popped up and turn it on. But yeah, he had a big impact on me. He just, someone that good to kind of fill me with that much confidence about my game. Just, you know, I think I'd say a whole lot of my success early in my career down to, you know, Jesse and the other senior players that just, you know, filled me with confidence.
Yeah, I think for me as well, obviously, like you touched on, they've been incredibly fortunate sort of calibre of overseas that I've been fortunate to play with in a relatively short space of time. Obviously, Fizz, Neil Wagner and Mo, obviously 3 class international bowlers that have done it year in, year out on the biggest stage. So to have the sort of opportunity to work with those guys and just to speak to them, whether it's off the field, obviously Sid has grown up watching Ashes cricket, England against him, obviously Cookie, having him in the dressing room as well. 2 sort of absolute legends of international cricket that you've grown up watching, and you're sharing a dressing room with them. So it's an incredibly lucky position that we're in. But from a professional point of view, being able to learn from these guys day in, day out is really, really sort of special. And you just got to sort of be selfish and try and take as much information in as you can and try and get better. So I think for me, they've been a massive help, all 3 of those guys. And hopefully, obviously, we've got a few more years of Sids to come, hopefully, and we'll hope to see a couple of the other guys back with us at some point as well.
Okay, good. We have got one more cocktail to come, haven't we, Liz? Oh, he's back. Is there? So, have I got time for another question, Chloe? Yeah, come on. While we're doing that, Russell Everard's asked, what's on Sam and Jamie's Christmas present list this year?
You didn't know it was somewhere. That's a good question. Alex?
I think I'd like a coffee machine to be number 1 on my a posh coffee machine would be number 1, I think, on my list. Amber, yeah, Amber as well. Any West Ham machines?
I don't need a new driver.
Right, okay, looks like we're ready to go, I think, Chloe, are we?
So this is our last and final cocktail. So we will be using our salted caramel spread, which looks like this, and our salted caramel vodka. I think Jamie's managed to wangle the big one over there. So with this, you're going to need a double shot of our salted caramel vodka liqueurs. So Jamie, you're going to have to pour it out. Are you all right doing that? Or do you want the little bottle? Have you got a measure? Have you got a measure? Perfect. So if you then pour that straight into your cocktail shaker like so. Then it's going to take a little bit longer. Don't spill it. So this, the vodka is distilled through our salted caramel spread, which is absolutely delicious. So it is super sweet, but tastes marvellous. So you've got that in. And now if you want to make this an espresso martini, you can just use a shot of espresso, but we're going to be using latte instead of espresso. So pour that straight in. By using latte, it gives it a more creamier texture as well. And then you will have salted caramel spread. So open that up. And then you're going to want 2 teaspoons like so. Straight into your shaker. Oh, in my lid, I've got Life is Sweet and jar, big taste, which is definitely very, very true. So we'll pop those in, and then you will need a little bit extra just on the back of your spoon, like so. So on the back of your spoon, got a dollop of caramel, and then you're just going to pop it around the rim of the glass, just so it looks and tastes fantastic. There we are. This is so that when you get the first sip, you'll get a really strong caramel flavour, and it looks really nice.
We told you they get a bit more complicated.
Yeah.
A bit fiddly, but it's worth it.
Yeah. So again, this is one of our favourite cocktails that we take out to events. Last year we took it to Taste of London and the Ideal Home Show, and it was a very, very popular cocktail. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Wonderful. What do the guys think of that?
I'll give it a minute. Still got a bit to go.
Oh, you're still going. All right, okay.
We said it does get a little bit more complicated. So then you're going to put ice into your cocktail shaker. So put a nice amount in there. Then lids, pop it on top of your top, bang it down so it doesn't pop off. And pop that on top, and again. Because you don't want it spilling over you. So then give it a good shake for about 20 seconds. And pop your lid. So the best way to do it is twist it.
Caramel.
There we go.
Carry on.
Carry on. Okay. So then, once you've got your lid off, if you pour straight from the cocktail shaker into your martini glass like so. So then just fill that right to the top. You don't want to waste any of this. Like so. And then you're just going to grab 3 coffee beans. Pop it on top to garnish. I would show you, but I'll fill it.
Yeah,
Don't hold up the camera. There we go. And then sip and enjoy.
Very nice.
That's the best one.
That is lovely.
Oh, really?
That is by far the best one.
It's lovely and creamy. Get that sweet salted caramel taste. Again, probably a bit of a dessert drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
This is Christmas baking.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah, the salted caramel is by far one of my favourites that we do, just because it can make this fantastic cocktail. So I hope you all enjoy.
It's so good.
That's lovely.
There we are, Mike. That's all 5.
Sounds like that's a bit of a winner to me, but they all sounded pretty good, and I'm just a bit disappointed that I'm actually in quarantine at the moment and can't get to join you, but never mind. Okay, well, look, we pretty much have to wrap up now. It's good that we actually didn't spend too long on all the intro, and we got down to business pretty quickly. What I'm going to do before I sort of announce the prize winners and say a cheerio to everyone, Liz, I think you probably want to just wrap up a little bit from Tiptree's and let people know what your postal deadlines are and all the different things you've got for Christmas. Yeah.
If you're watching this live, then the deadline for our website, so tiptree.com, the home delivery for our product, the deadline is tomorrow, which is Friday at midday. If you're watching this on catch up, you may have missed that. So good news, our Tiptree Tea Room sells all of our products. So we have a range of Tiptree Tea Rooms. We're in the Bond Street Tearoom today, but we have a range of tea rooms in Essex and also in Suffolk, in Southwold. We've also got a tea room in Whittle at the Agricultural College. So they're the two closest ones to the cricket ground. So they're open over the festive period. So check our website for opening time. They've got some great deals at the moment. So at the moment they've got some great deals. Buy 2 35 CL liqueurs for £30. They're usually £19.99 each. So mix and match any liqueurs, any of the ones which we've used today, or any of them. You can also mix and match. These jam jar cocktails are a good stocking filler. Any 2 of those for £15, or a snifter kit. Don't know if you know what a snifter kit is, but here it is. It's a mini liqueur with a little mini jam jar, which we use for measuring. So again, any of those 2 for £15. So they've got some great deals. And yeah, check the website for opening times.
Okay, wonderful, right? And so let's just go through the winners of our little quiz questions tonight, or quiz question and what was the best question. And I had a chat with the guys beforehand, and there was a little bit of discussion about who might be the quickest bowler. I mean, Jack Plum apparently is quite quick over a short spell, but the consensus of opinion is that Matt Quinn is probably our fastest bowler, and the first person on the chat to mention Matt was Andrew Pickes. So Andrew, we'll be in touch with you, and you won one of the prizes. And the team of experts behind me in the background here have actually looked at all the questions and decided that the best one tonight was from David Sharp, which actually asked about which player you'd like from another team. So David, we'll be in touch with you as well, and so you've obviously picked up a prize as well. So well done to both of you. So I've just been told also that we're going to get the recipes out for all of these cocktails to everyone, so you can all have a go over Christmas. I've got something actually, Chloe. I've got digging around my cupboard. I've found half a dozen different things from Tiptree, and I just wonder if I could even make something with a hot gooseberry chutney. Is there any way I can, do anything with that? That's going to test you.
I'd recommend putting it on a cheese scone and enjoying it with a delicious cocktail. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, look, Russell Everard has said, really enjoyed the night, and the players and the team from Tiptree. And he said, I hope you've all arranged lifts home. So it just remains for me to say thank you, everyone. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. And thanks very much to the team from Tiptree and to Sam and Jamie tonight. And Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.